Morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on the transit courier van. In today's video we're going to get all these bits primed up. I've already started sanding them down. They're all sort of ready for a clean up now. The rear bumper has got a dent in here. It's got an outward dent up here and loads of gouges, and it's got another dent in here where it's all been creased all the way through and gouges up there. I can repair this, but I won't be able to get that to look 100% right. I've been looking on eBay. They're about 150 quid to 200 quid second hand for a bumper. Now I rung up Parts Plus, which is basically it's Ford's. Most Ford dealers are franchises, and Ford own loads of businesses, and Parts Plus is a trade parts place that deliver to Ford stuff, if that makes sense. So when you get a trade account with them, you get better prices from Parts Plus than you do from the Ford dealership. So I've rung them up. It worked out 116 quid plus the VAT for a brand new bumper from Ford's. So I've ordered one of them. That's coming on Tuesday. The parts I've sanded down with 320 grit. They're all done and nice and smooth. Any of the deeper gouges or lacerations, I used 180, but when you're sanding bare plastic you have to be careful because it furs up, it goes furry, hence the name. Then you have to re-smooth that back out again. But in general most of them are flatted down. Now normally what I do with bare plastic like that, because it's got like pores in it, the dust and the dirt is still in the pores of the plastic. So what I normally do, my normal procedure for this, is I get like a red Scotch cloth and some of the scuffing paste that I use. This one's Presta scuff stuff. So I'll use this. It's kind of like, well, it helps flat paint down, but it also is like a bit like a cleaner. It emulsifies and sort of soaps up a little bit. So I'll go round, start scrubbing all of these down, and then rinse them off with the hose, dry them off, and then we're ready to put some plastic primer on and get some proper primer on them. So yeah, I'm going to start scrubbing these down, get these all cleaned up and ready. Obviously, like I said, we're going to leave that rear bumper now, wait for the new one to turn up. I was doing this outside, it was a lovely day, but the sky's gone black. Still nice and blue over there. So at the minute, it's gone cold again. But yeah, let me get me hose pipe and all that. So, well, I call it hose pipe. My jet wash doesn't have to be turned on. You can use it like a hose pipe, if you know what I mean. Let me get all this ready and set up, and then I'll see you in a mo.
I know that you're afraid, it feels like every day things are slipping away, you're slipping away, and you think back to a time that you were lost. Thoughts disorganized, can't seem to dry your eyes, and chaos is collapsing from your mind. And you say that you're fine, but now you're out of time, out of time, you're out of time, you're out of time, and now you're out of time. And now you're out of time. Never measure up, you'll never be enough. People say tough love, you should just suck it up. And you think back to a time that you were lost. Thoughts disorganized, can't seem to dry your eyes, and chaos is collapsing from your mind. And you say that you're fine.
There we go. They're all cleaned down. You haven't got to do this stage. I know people in like a body shop would sand it, blow it down, panel wipe it and start, but that's totally up to you. I don't work in a high-paced body shop. I work for myself and I like to do things how I've always done them. It's a simple answer. Yeah, there's a million and one ways round doing what you do, but I'm a great believer that if you want to get the cleanest job you can get, whatever you're painting needs to be clean, because the majority of the dirt that goes into your job, or you think goes into your job, is on your job. It's just how I've learnt, it's just how I've always done things. So yeah, that's that. We're going to let that dry, and yeah, then we can get ready, put some plastic primer on it and then some high build primer and go from there. See you in a bit. There we go. That's the well and wet down. They all look alright. Normally I just high build it and block it all out, but you do get a bit of furriness on some of the bits that you've gone rough with. The underneath I'm not fussed about. The main panels, when we put a bit of paint around them, they should be fine. All of the upper bits are okay, so I'm not too fussed. All of the bits you see basically should be fine. So yeah, I think it'll work. I think we'll be alright. I'm not bothered about what you can't see underneath, and like I said, it is my van, but the rest of it we should be alright. Should take a bit of paint and look well. So that's had a good 10 minutes now. I'm going to go knock some paint up and yeah, let's get a bit of white on these, shall we? See you in a mo. Right, as you just saw, I was having problems there. The paint was coming out like it was when I'd done the rear quarter. So I've got a different mix of paint but the same code, same match off his computer. So I've just tried another colour from a different mix and different hardener and re-cleaned this out because that was coming out awful and I couldn't figure it out. So I'm going to try now on them panels just in case there's something up with the paint, because that ain't right. Something ain't right. Things are not going very well. Look on that screen, can they see all that? Yeah. Cheers. Alright, tidy that lot up in a mo. Let's see if this actually works. See if the theory is correct. I don't know if you saw there, I was having a nightmare and I stopped painting because that's dog poo, and that is changed paint from a different mix, different hardener, re-cleaned the gun just in case, and then figured out that the only other new thing that I've changed is the pots. There might be a problem with them PPS pots, so I'm going to try this now and we'll see. Something is not right with this paint. It should not come out like that at 2 bar of pressure. It's horrendous. That looks horrendous. That looks horrendous. This is game over for me. Now we're done. Fuck's sake. I could teach you guys to get a better finish than that in a day. Here's a coincidence for you. So we've done the rear quarter on the van. I used my water gun and it was spraying horrendous, and the peel was a lot worse than what I wanted it to be. I managed to flatten polish it and the van looks fine. You'll see that in another video. But this paint, the minute I started painting this bumper, it's coming out horrendous. And I thought, what the hell is going on here? So I finished the bumper, and as you just saw, I've had an absolute nightmare, spilled paint everywhere. I had, because I ended up using some of the 2K on the van vehicle, I had another litre made to the exact same what's the word, readings from where he'd done the computer, and so I had that sat there. So after this bumper come out looking horrendous, the orange peel's awful, like it was real, the gun was really struggling to get this out of the gun. So anyway, I went back in there, thought right, must be something wrong with the paint or the gun. So I cleaned the gun. There's nothing wrong with that gun. Cleaned the gun before I started, stripped it all down, everything's all good. I thought, right, I'll mix the new paint from the other mix, try that. So went to try that here on the strip, and then I just stopped because it was horrendous. I don't know what you're picking up on camera, but this is horrendous. So I thought, well, the only other thing I've changed is my PPS cups. I've got a new box in and they're really tight to get on. I thought maybe there's an issue with them. So I'm going to change the cup, put a standard gun cup on my gun, and then just tried that last one there, and it's still coming out like I'm trying to spray primer through a 1mm tip. And if you're not a painter, you won't know what that means, but high build primer usually uses a 1.8 tip. This paint here I'm trying to spray through a 1.3, and it's spitting and does not want to come out of the gun. I just cleaned the gun out. It's been in the pot mixed no longer than 5-10 minutes, and I'm pouring thinners in my gun and it's not even wanting to come out of the gun. So there's clearly an issue with the paint, so I'm stopping. I'm not painting no more. I've just checked in my cupboard, I've got no more frozen white, so that's me done till Tuesday regarding painting these bits. I'm not gonna, well, I've just ruined everything in there. I've got brand new welder, paint all up the trolley, paint everywhere, all over the floor, all up my clothes, everything, down my shorts and my spray suit, went straight through. It's not the gun, it's not the pot, it's not, oh sorry, and I changed hardener just in case, just to eradicate. It's not my hardener, and it's not me. I put that up to 2.5 bars to try and get it out, and it weren't having it. So there's a clear issue with the paint. So unfortunately, I'm not going to paint the rest of these bits. They can all stay as they are. I'll sand these and start again when I get some new paint. And ironically enough, I normally get ICI from my paint man, and this was MIPA 2K. I'm not saying that's the issue, it's the only other change. But there's clearly something wrong, because that ain't wanting to come out of my gun. The second batch that I just knocked up to try paint that bit, I put 10% thinners in. This one and the bumper, I just put a splash of thinners like I normally do, like a tiny splash. So yeah, that's me done. Going home, I've had enough. Not sure what I'm doing over this weekend, it's bank holiday. If I do come up, I'll try and film something for you. I've still got to do some bits on the cosy and stuff, and I want to go for a play in my motor. But as always, a massive thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice bank holiday weekend, and we'll see you very soon in the next one. Stay safe and be lucky.